Welcome to this look at some new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, today's mod review is going to be completely different to anything I've done before. We had two maps out, and I've done the first map tour on Peaceful Acres. We can see that already. That's over here. And I'm just uploading Cebukovo, and obviously by the time you're watching this, Cebukovo will already be up. We had a lot of mods yesterday and a lot of packs, and I can't get it all done. There's not enough hours in the day. As far as updates go, we'll talk about those now as well. The map Shamburgo 2K25 had an update. That doesn't say whether it needs a new save game or not in the description for that, in the change log, but that did have an update. I liked that map. The KSI 7150 SA by Holzs FS, the Fendt 900 TMS Vero by Smetty, the Schluter 2500 VL by MTL Modding Team, the Volvo FH16 Tipper by Jens M, Emergency Service by AgriCevolution, the Meprezet PN180 TW Plus by JMZ, the Romeco U652 pack by JMZ, the Square Balers Plus by BB Mods, and the Open Air Garden by Omatana all had updates. Now, as far as the mods go, this mod review, and I don't often do this, I'm picking out ones that piqued my interest because they were different, because they stood out. Some of the stuff is kind of very obvious what it does, and we'll talk through that very quickly. Then we'll move on to look at the stuff I was going to look at. Now, if I'm not showing some of the things you particularly wanted to see, I'm sorry. For example, the yellow tray here, this is a decorative item, but it's pretty cool. I'm not going to put one of these out, but you can have one with or without a collision. These are designed in the real world to act like a beehive because they're bright yellow, and it attracts pests, insects and stuff, and it gives farmers an indication of how many pests or insects or problems they've got potentially in a field, which can indicate whether you need to use particular pesticides. Hydraulic, that word which I can't use. Underground storage, I'm going to have a look at that because the picture of that looked quite interesting. Corrugated sheet metal warehouses, these were just a couple of different options on a warehouse. As you can see, bale and pallet storage. So again, I wasn't necessarily going to do all these. Liquid storage, again. Flour mill we're going to, mineral feed I'm going to, and the pig food maker all crop, because these showed something a little bit different. Country bakery I might as well see in case it does anything different. And this we had on FS22. I mean, some of these we might have done before, but that's a whole production thing. So we'll have a quick look at that. Things like this, metal hay lofts. I think was there 7 in this, or I can't remember if there was. But we got hayloft, so I'm not necessarily going to show you those. Large hay sheds, if we go cross-play again and we come down to the next lot, let's say there's a lot of packs, and that's the problem. That's, for me, as a content creator, as a mod reviewer, when you've got a mod day of 40 plus mods and 10 or 15 of those are mod packs, it gets to a point it's untenable, and again I do apologise. We've got the Dutch shed pack by DMI 20mm to Normandy. The grain dryer, I'm going to have a look at that because I'm curious about that. Long chicken barn, that was fairly standard. 500 chickens, it's a long barn, again, nothing really over and above. Old US chicken coop, I must admit, I looked at that and thought, oh, that looks like the old FS15, FS17 type chicken one, but actually, I think it's a different design. But again, it's for chickens, it's not, crazy stuff. Net holder, fairly straightforward and standard. Front loaders, again, stole front loader pack by the same modders. All this information, all here, brings it down to these two here, which is curious because by the same modder or modders we got this one. Oh, that's no, to be fair, that's specifically for the GTA Xylon. If we come out of there and we go to this, we got the MX pack, and again this is tools, and again it's a pack. There's lifters, front loaded tools. We got square bale grabs and forks and buckets, and it's just. And when you look at the images, you'll see, there's an array of stuff. I mean, and again, it's not necessarily new stuff. It's not stuff we haven't seen before. We've got weights, we've got grabs, round bale grabs, square bale grabs, buckets, that kind of stuff. And I could spend 45 minutes laying them all out just to show you something that you've seen countless times before. And again, our equipment pack, same sort of thing. There's a lot going on there. We've got these in that pack, grabs, etc. Commandant DF2, that's, was that planter? And as you can see, the pipes run, that's the only reason I would have got one of those out would be to, I wonder whether or not the pipes attached front to back. And as you can see, the pipes on there, so it does attach front to back. That's cool. This one we are going to be having a look at, because that I looked at, I thought, I'm really cute. I didn't even want to read that out loud in case it was something dodgy, some very clever player, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to trailer pack. It's trailers. There's some to choose from in there. The same with the Tego pack. It's a weird one. We've got, was it 4 or 5 in this pack? With or without covers, that kind of stuff. Just different sizes. At the end of the day, you know, forage wagons, slightly different sizes, different capacities. Fairly straightforward. Same with the random bulk train, road train, or bulk road train. A few different options on these. You can have them for bales or for equipment and machinery. This rake, I'm going to have a look at that, because that's a windrow. Now this, the Lizard Road Rage by Vector Man, we had a Road Rage out the other day. So again, I might look at that, because I'm curious to see what the difference is between this one and the previous one. If there's no difference, it's going to be curious to see why. And then we move on to this. So again, the Ponds Harvester pack. You look at me, oh, fair enough. HR Forst and Fazeugbau. And if you've seen anything by them at all, you know there will be a ton of options for colour choice and stuff like that. But we have got a load here. We've got the Cobra, we've got the 6-wheel, the 8-wheel, the 8-wheel active frame, Scorpion King, Synchro Winch, which attaches on and allows you to winch on steeper hills. That would be a mod review in its own right, realistically, when you think about it. Case Magnum 7200, John Deere 6030 Comfort, headers, Class Vario, Class Tryon. Oh no, I was going to say they're by the same person, they're not. This one I'm going to have a look at, because this is different. This stands out to me, the Massey Ferguson 5650. And again, I am not in any way knocking any of these modders for the mods they do. And I know people had a go at me last time I said this. It's your job to do this. I'm not saying it's not. I've set myself up as a person that does mod reviews and does mod reviews on console. But when Giants drop so many in one go and so many packs, I can't get them. I don't have enough hours genuinely in the day without working 24 hours straight to get them done. Because to do all the prep on this, it would end up being probably a two-part mod review anyway. Yeah, hours and hours and hours of prep, setting up, and to show you things that are straightforward and obvious. And I don't like doing the modders a disservice. These are unusual mod days. The average mod day, the standard mod day, whatever that is these days, I can cope with that when the mods drop. And if they drop at a sensible time, I can cope with that. It doesn't favour anyone in the European theatre of operations, generally speaking, because by the time mods drop at, like yesterday, it was 5:30, 5:15, 5ish, something like that. By the time you've done all your prep work, I'd be uploading my video at 10:30, 11, midnight, you know. By the time then YouTube do their mucking around with ads and all the stuff they've been doing recently, it's 1, 2 in the morning. So I have to make a decision, and I'm sorry if people don't like it. Unfortunately, it is the way it is. So yeah, that I just thought we'll have a skim through. We've had a look at some of the updates. Some of those things I'm going to pick out and we're going to have a look at. So I'll jump out to that now. Let's have a look at these and see why they stand out in particular. And then hopefully, depending if I get this done in time, by the time the next load of mods drop, assuming we get mods today being, I've lost track, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday the 23rd of July already. Hopefully it's not another crazy mod drop, and we'll see what we can do. And so I'm out on the map. It's still taking me time to prep all this, even though I've only picked a few. I'm raking the best of a bad situation. That may even be the thumbnail. So let's go. We've got the underground storage by Achimobil. It is 5.45 megabytes download, 7 slots, 25,000 to buy. This says it holds 200,000 pieces. Which is crazy. When you place it, I thought there'd be a big pit here. You could, you know. So look, bottom right, look, 18 out of 200,000. How can that be? Bale and pallets, it takes both. I've got a selection of various different things: IBCs, bales, round, square, Rani wrap, silage additive. You know, there's a bit of everything, and it seems to be working fine. Taking out is done here. So if I pick, for example, let's go. Pallet of sunflower oil, taking out puts it on this bit here. So putting in is done that side, taking out is done this side. You'll find this under silos, just there. No customization options, it comes just like that. I don't think I've counted one that says it's 200,000. Is that a typo or is that real? I don't know. I'm not going to try and fill it with 200,000 items. That would be absolutely insane. But anyway, there we go. Underground storage. And next behind that we've got the flour mill. And these are the reasons why I looked and thought, oh, you know, I'm not so sure. Let's have a look and see what's what. Once you put some stuff into this, I don't have the scales off on it. But anyway, that being said, this is quite different in the way it works, the way it operates. Flour mill, 20.43 megabytes download by Fra-Cassés modding, 22 slots, 280,000 to buy, and then there's a sell point, 11 slots and 3,000 to buy. Because, unlike fairly standard ones, and I'm not saying all of them, you put in all the various different crop types and you get flour out, or you put rice in, you get rice flour out. This you get separate flour per item in, which is kind of what you would expect really. Build mode, factories, and just there for 280 grand, no customization option. Then the cost of our sale points, and we have got that one just there for 3 grand. That's where you'll find them. I don't know if one can. There we go. Look at this. It's cool, isn't it? I like it. So it's getting stuck. There we go. So over here, and you'll see what I mean. So click on there. So barley in, maize in, oats, rice flour, long grain rice, normal rice, sorghum and wheat flour. So we can do maize flour as well, which is kind of over and above standard normally. Inputs 150,000 litres each. Actually, no, it's not, is it? The rices are only 110, but the rest 150. And then outgoing products aren't just flour; they are individual flour pallets. So you have to have the sell point, because the sell point will work with these individual ones. If you don't have the sell point on or installed, I didn't have any sell points that would take them, so you're going to need the sell point that comes with this. There you go. So there's our barley flour, 2,198. Actually, that's quite a bit more. Maybe I was thinking of one of the others. If we go to our barley, no, it's different. It's not between barley, it's between the flour, isn't it? So barley flour 2,198, and normal flour was 1,265. So actually it's not bad at all. It is up a bit, isn't it? So yeah, the separate flours can be sold depending on what sell point you've got available, and you are going to need the sell point that comes with this for it to work. So again, I'm glad I kind of looked at that, because it was that thing of, oh yes, another flour mill, and I'll skip over it. I'm glad I didn't. So there you go. That's the flour mill. Next we've got this. Now this one, again, they're hit and miss. You look and think, okay, I wonder what's this going to be like. So this is the mineral feed production and pig food by NASA B82, 11.02 megabytes download, 14 slots and 5,000 for the production, then 9 slots and 500 for the sell point. So these have different pallets for mineral feed and pig food, but if you're making it, I would think you'd be using it, wouldn't you, rather than just selling it? Anyway, that being said, if we come over to here, we've got the option here for blocking pallets or unblocking pallets, which puts those away, which means your pallets will spawn. If you don't want the pallets to spawn, come back to there. We can block our pallets and do that. Now, as far as this goes, I didn't run it because it's more about the recipes really. So we've got mineral feeds, can be done with canola, sugar beet, cut and lime. 240 cycles a month. It won't run mega fast, but it'll run at fair speed. Mineral feed using wheat, sugar beet, cut and lime. We've got, hang on, pig food recipe. Corn, wheat, canola, carrots, pig food out. We've got potatoes, sorghum, barley and soybean. We've got potatoes, corn, wheat and canola. And then we've got a sugar beet cut facility on this. So if you just want to cut sugar beet, so 1,000 to 1,000, you don't lose anything. Bring your sugar beet, put it in, and then it will do your sugar beet cut for you, if you wanted to do that here. Now this is all well and good. I like, you know, the fact we've got mineral feed recipes, that's pretty cool. Nothing too crazy for doing those. It's the pig food ones that I looked and thought, okay, fair enough, because the next mod I think is a step forward from this. But again, that being said, it doesn't hurt to check. So the mineral feed production and pig food by NASA B82. So yeah, like I say, sell point there if you want it. So behind that we've got this, and again I looked and thought, oh okay, let's have a look. So this is the pig food maker all crops by Billy Alpaca 78, 2.9 megabytes download, 13 slots, 36 grand to buy. What I like about this is a lot of pig food recipes are very they stipulate what you must have, which most recipes do. You know, you've got to have this, this and this to get this. I like the fact it separates everything out into grains, proteins and root crop, and it doesn't matter what you have from that list, or that list, or that list, you can make pig food, which I think is really important. That one was under factories, and that was under sell points. This one also under factories. If we go over to the side here, you'll see what I mean. No customization options these. So our production is just pig food. That's what you're going to get. 240 cycles a month, but the actual recipes, 100, 200, 300, are pretty good. And it doesn't matter what of the grains, what of the proteins, and what of the root crops you've got. You can put any of them in, and as long as you've got some grain, some protein, some root crop, you can make pig food. I like that more. It opens it up a little bit more, because depending on what crops you're running, you might have done contracts and had crop left over and stuff like that. You haven't got to be worrying about picking specific crops to plant and harvest specifically for pig food. You might just have random bits and bobs knocking around, which means you can still knock out some pig food. I like that a lot. I think that's very cool. And the fact that it takes in all of them, potato, sugar beet, red beet, carrot and parsnip, perfect if you ask me. That's the pig food maker all crop. Next, now the coffee production we saw before, but this was on 22, but this had a bit of a tweak, some adjustment to it. Coffee production by BDBSSB and Dogface. This is 23.47 megabytes download. We've got 2 greenhouses, we've got 2 roasters, and then we've got 1 sell point. The greenhouses are 12 slots and 10,000 each. The roasters are 32 slots and 80,000 each. The sell point is 17 slots and 55 grand. So we go into our build mode, go across from sell points to greenhouses, and you'll see the difference here. So we've got that one there for 10 grand. That's pallet spawning, which is that one there, and as you can see, we've got 2 pallets of our fresh coffee beans out. That one there is output silo pipe. So if you don't want pallets, that will run it and you get it out as loose coffee beans. So you need to put it into a trailer. Again, so if you don't want to be running pallets, that's a good option to have. And I don't remember that being on the previous version of this. If we come across then to our factories and down to the actual dryers, the roasters, we've got the same thing. So we've got the roaster with pallet spawner and a roaster with silo pipe. So again, it's loose product coming out, not pallets. Same price. There's no customization options on these at all. And if we come out of there and come to our sell points, we have got under our sell point just there, there's our coffee shop. I remember that. I think I ran it on Alma, Missouri. I think I ran this. And the coffee shop is not just a sell point for coffee. It will take all sorts of stuff as well, but it will take the roasted coffee from you if you want to. Now, as far as the cycles per month and recipes, I think it's the same on both. So open the doors and go in. So what does it require? It requires liquid fertilizer and water. We've got 120 cycles per month, 200 water, 20 liquid fertilizer, gives you 500 coffee bean raw, which isn't too bad really when you think about it. Now you can set these to distributing. You don't have to have the pallets. If you want it to distribute straight to your roaster, you can, which is, you know, fairly standard with most things like that. And then the other one next door does exactly the same thing, but that comes out as loose rather. I've got that one set to distribute. I just wanted to see what the pallets look like. These aren't liftable because these aren't base game pallets. That's also something to be aware of. Coming across our roaster, I haven't got much run yet through this, but the roaster takes your coffee bean and diesel because it needs to run the burners to roast the stuff. So you are going to need coffee bean raw and diesel on this for it to run. I am running at the moment. I've only just literally got some stuff into it. So 48 cycles a month, 500 coffee bean raw, 20 diesel gives you 500 coffee bean roasted. So it's really on the diesel you're burning. You're not losing anything in the production from your raw coffee to your roasted coffee. And then once that's done, they will come out as pallets as well, unless you set it distributing or you set it to the loose product. And then when you're done with that, you take it over to your sell point at the coffee shop and away you go. You sell your product. Very nice indeed. Glad to see that making a return, and you know, the fact there's a few tweaks and changes to it has changed it up a bit. So behind that we've got this. This is nice as well. I like this. This is the AGI Grain Dryer. This is by celobuki, 19.54 megabytes download. 10 slots, 300,000 for the dryer. We've then got 6 slots and 5,000 for the sell point, because the dried crops that come out of this aren't standard, so you need a sell point for them. And you do, this was the one you get about a third more. So you get about a third more for drying down the crops, and we'll have a look at the crops and stuff in a moment. But this also comes with a propane tank to buy your propane, because to dry that down it requires propane. So you buy your propane from the propane tank, take it to the propane point there, put in your items, whatever it might be. Now what's cool about this is when you switch this on or off, that doesn't run, the dryer bit doesn't run, and the steam doesn't come out until it's operating, which I think is quite a cool feature. I'm doing canola at the moment, let's turn that off, and we're doing soybean. So come away from that, look. So there you go. I know it's a small thing, but it adds that element, doesn't it? Let's go back to our canola, put that on, and our soybean back on. So I've had this running for a little while. So this will take barley, canola, corn, oats, sorghum, soybean, sunflower and wheat. You'll get all the dried versions out, and propane is the burn element of it. The sell point takes all those things. If we go down to our sell points and we go to dried, which is just here. So dried barley, canola, corn, oats, sorghum, soybean, sunflower, wheat. And if you look across the right hand side, the prices don't seem that high. They're a little bit more, and that's the point. You're drying down your crop to gain a little bit. And this is the sort of thing that, yes, the facility costs 300 grand. And you would argue, but if we're only making a third more, this is the sort of thing you'd need to run it over a year, 2 years, 3 years, a 5-year plan, whatever it might be, to gain that extra profit and to pay this off, unless you had it on your map automatically. Again, how you go about that is entirely up to you. Build modes and sell points. There's the selling station grain dryer just there. And this, again, this will take other stuff as well. This is not just those. It is a sell point generic, as well as the dried down crops from here. If we go across to our factories, and we have got just there 300 grand, there's our grain dryer, and then we come up and we go across to, is it containers or tools? Containers, I think it was. And we've got just there for 5 grand the propane tank. Now the price you get for propane, if you just bought propane and took it and sold the propane, the price is pretty much the same. So for anybody, I'm not naming names, I'm not pointing fingers, if you considered it, if for a nanosecond you thought, well, I might just buy a load of propane and sell it, the price is about the same. You're not going to gain a huge amount. So what we'll do, what I love as well is the sound. I'll stop talking. So it's more of a gaseous air type sound. So in this pack as well, we have got the tanker. There are 2 tankers, both are 4 slots. Coming to here, go down to our barrels, which are just there. So we've got that one there, the MKS8. 8,000 litres. Now this does methane as well as propane, but it does your other things that you hope your liquid tank's going to do. And then we've got the MKS32, 32,000 litre, again methane and propane on there too. Main colour and rim colour option on it, or on them, on both of them. Again, pretty cool, like that. That's the AGI Grain Dryer by celobuki. Next we've got over here, and again I thought I haven't seen one of these before, let's have a look. So this was the F.LLI CUMD Dig 75, is that how you say it? 7.9 megabytes download. It's just a very peculiar looking thing. This is by Ficus and A-ndrea. 5 slots. I didn't say what the price was because it's not actually relevant what the price is. If we go to our grape tools, to there it is. So for slurry or digestate, you have decals that or that, and then got PTO that or that. License plate option there as well if you want. So jump in, start the engine. What's cool is you've got, like, it's basically just 2 dribble hoses, and as you go through your vines it just dribbles them down where it needs them, not all over the place, just down to the side, which is pretty cool. We do have the option for L1 right stick side to side, raise and lower that wheel. So if you're trying to avoid compaction, spread the load, that kind of thing, you can raise and lower that. And then up and down, open. So I've got this in at the moment, 8,200 litres. And when it's empty, it's empty. When it's full, you've got the digestate slurry in there. I like the fact that fills up and you've got the proper, you know, it looks proper, if that's the thing. So we need to unfold the slurry tank, and this, it does a thing here. Removes that to allow swiveling. Then we turn it on. There we go. We are spraying out the bottom, exactly where it needs to be put. Again, I don't think I've encountered one like this before, and that's why I picked it. I looked and thought, that's really cool. I like the look of that. Let's see what it's all about. And there we have it. It's just a neat bit of kit. So yeah, so that allows you to turn tighter in your vineyards. That's when you unfold it. And if we go zoom back in on that, if we fold that back up again, it puts those pistons back in place. So if I fold it, it locks that back in place, so that when we're going down the road, we're only pivoting from the tractor, not from the trailer as well, which makes the turning circle much wider. But again, it's just something a little bit different, stood out, so I thought we'd have a look. And there you have it. Next we've got the Rake. The Rake, this is a windrower. Hence what I said earlier. So 6.83 megabytes download, this by Blodisgo and Atarovsky. 7 slots, 1 meter. Did I say that? This you'll find under windrows. It's not under hand tools. So if you've been searching for it, that's where you'll find it, under your windrows. 20, that's all. 10 horsepower. 1 person power. Main colour just changes the colour of the front of the rake. Straightforward. Now we can pick it up like that, or if you want to, you can pick it up like this. This does strap down as well, so you can put it on trailers and stuff like that, and it will strap down for transport. It's quicker to actually run around with it like this or put it on a trailer than it is to walk with it. So we pick it up, start our engine. Oh, engine's already on. So that's our forward, that's our back. And then we switch it on, turn on windrower. Now going forward was a bit weird. Yeah, look, it doesn't... Let's try and go forward again. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with it. It's almost better to go backwards, which is weird. It's probably better doing like that, isn't it? But I'm just going forward like that. Yeah, I think it's just because the character's out. It just looks a bit weird when the character's out. And for some reason, I'm walking forward now, and it's fine. If I do this, let's try and go forward now, see if it works. There we go. Yeah, it switches the person around. I don't know why it's doing that, but it does the windrowing, it does the raking, which is what it's supposed to do. But strange, if you go backwards, it doesn't do that. So, but there you go. Another hand tool. Engine off to add to the collection. Drop that there. That is the Rake. Next, and again, I'm going to kind of almost skip over this, and I apologise to the modder, but you know, this is the Lizard Road Rage. I thought I'd have a look because we had one out the other day by Just Farming, so I was curious to see what the differences, similarities were between the two. This is 4.77 megabytes download, 4 slots by Vectorman, and the other version is better. And I'm sorry to say that, it's just a fact. The other one has a lot of options. If I recall, had a few options. Interior was very nice, if I recall, and had a throaty kind of V8 sound to it. This one, not so much, and the options on this are much fewer. If we go to our road rage just there, so we've got main colour, and then we've got design colour, which does the stripes. That's it. 460 horsepower. I'm sure the other one, didn't the doors open? I'm trying to remember. Horn, lights. This one does go 124 miles an hour. I think the other one didn't go as fast, but just seemed like a more sensible version of the other one. But again, it's that difficult thing, isn't it? When I say the other one, in that if two different modders put in mods that are similar within the space of a month or 2 months, or 2 weeks of each other, who gets through and tested first, and it just Sometimes it's a coincidence that similar mods come through at the same time. But there you go. That's the Lizard Road Rage by Vectorman. Excuse me. Which brings you on to the last of the mods I'm going to look at, and that's why I said at the start, again, apologies to anyone who's angry, but that's... I have had to make the best of a bad situation. I've had to just kind of work out what I can do. So over there... No, before I go over there, I want to show you this. So this is what we're going to be looking at. It's the Massey Ferguson 5650 by Holzs FS and Wagner Giacomozzi. 61.91 megabytes download, 21 slots for the main vehicle, 5 slots for the regular header 5.8 meters, 4 slots 4.6 meters for the corn header, and 2 slots for the header trailer. This does have an option for tracks. And the reason I looked at it, because it's cheap. It's a 5,000 litre capacity for a very, very low money, which I like, and it's got a few options. But what I was trying to check was, it says it does 21 miles an hour, and I'm sure in previous versions that have had tracks like this, the track versions go much slower. So I thought, right, I'll get a tracked one out to have a look as well. But I've encountered this problem, and I don't know if anyone else is encountering this problem. Right, so I'll start the engine, and watch when I try and drive away. It put me at my sleep trigger. Now, I had this originally when it spawned here, and I thought, is it because I'm next to the sleep trigger? Am I pressing a button by mistake? I've never had that issue before with any other vehicle, so I pushed it forward with the other harvester I got. Let's try again. Start the engine. What about reverse? Nope, just keeps popping me back. So I don't know why, and it didn't do it with the wheeled version. It's just doing it in the track version, so I couldn't honestly say. Let's go and have a look at the rest of it. Actually, we'll have a look at it in here first, and then we'll go and have a look at it. That makes more sense, doesn't it? So, under our harvesters, just there is where you'll find it. 45 grand for the base model with a 5,000 litre capacity, 180 horsepower. I don't think you can go wrong with that, really. So we've got a 4x2, a 4x4, or the tracked. Like I say, the tracked I would be careful of at the moment. I'm not saying the others aren't going to do it, or the tracked, it could be the map. There could be all sorts of reasons why it's doing it. So we've got wheel setup standard, design 2, design 3, design 4. This is on tracked 5, back to standard. If we go to the other one, the 4x2 or the 4x4, standard, design 2. I do like that track, that tyre choice. Twins. Then we've got Rice tyres on the back with the extra paddle on the front, and back to standard again. We've got back sticker. This is what I suddenly thought I had a brainwave. Got standard Massey sticker, or reflective triangle, or back again. Why not make the Massey Ferguson logo reflective? That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? It's almost similar sort of size. Anyway, that being said, so we've got cabin option standard, takes the side panels off at the bottom. Then design 2 puts the cab on, side panels back on. Design 3, cab with side panels back off again, and back to standard again. So you can have with cab, without cab. Now I'm going to leave that for a moment, because we've got industrial, that's on the back. So we've got standard, single rotor, double rotor and spreader, back to standard. I'm going to leave it on standard because that's going to make a difference to some of the other options. We've got beacon lights, yes or no. We've got exhaust, standard or chrome. What they say, chrome won't get you home. Looks good. Might do. Windows, standard, tinted 2, back to standard. Obviously that option will only be available if you've got the cab on. We've then got colour of the mats. Now this was curious because this says black, red, yellow, back again. I couldn't find anything that changed colour. I went round and round it. I assumed it was the mats inside the cab, but nothing changed, so I don't know. Attachers, standard and side float. That's on the front, that's the throat here, and you've got those options on the headers as well, so you can pick and choose from those. We've then got spreader. So this, again, if you've got on standard, I had it on the other one of the other options, and nothing was changing. I couldn't work out why. So we've got spreader, standard, straw spreader, straw chopper and lid, which puts the sides on there. We've then got pipe design 1, so that comes up from the side, but it's kind of angled. If you've got high-sided trailers, or you don't want to hit trailers as you come in, and I like this option. Design 2 is like that. That's pretty cool. So it's already high as it swings out. Nice feature, pretty cool indeed. I think it was just design 1 and 2. Yep. We've got rim colour and license plate option on there too. Brilliant stuff. Come out of there. Headers. So there's our rigid cutter header, 5.8 meters. We've got design 1, design 2 just changes the tines on the reel. Come out of there, we go to our corn header, which is just there, the cyclone. We've got side protection standard, which is kind of dimpled, or design 2. Then couplings, so it's sort of talking standard or side floats, so depending on what you've gone for on the throat of the harvester, you've got those options on there. Come out of there and we go to a header trailer, and we've got there the Massey Ferguson header trailer. We've got rim colour option, and that's it. So I will see you over there momentarily. It's weird. I don't know why I'm drawn to these sorts of things. It's boxy but good. You know, it's a nice looking bit of kit. So the header trailer with standard header. I'm not going to put the standard. So I always do harvesters with the standard header. This comes with the corn header, so we'll do the corn headery things. What is cool though is when you open and or lift and raise and lower the reel. I'm going to show you because it's actually I really liked it. I think this looks great as well. It's a very cool looking thing. So let's disconnect the trailer. We've got some other options to look at as well. Now this is going to be a 35-40 minute let's play mod review, and I've only barely touched on some of the mods. So you see what I mean about doing a full one, and people say you should do 2 parts, you should do 3 parts, and that's what I'm talking about. Do a 2-part or 3-part to do all the prep, the setup, the record, the edit for 3 videos. I'm looking at 6, 7, 8, maybe even 9 hours, which is crazy when you think about it. So look, if we look at the reel, watch the how all the stuff is pivoting and moving, and just that level of detail I think is very cool. I'll drop that down there. So what we do have on this though, so horn, lights, we are currently on bulk carrier, so we got lid, so R1 right stick up and down opens and closes the top lid, press triangle R1 up and down, does, what did this one do? The rear ladder. Press triangle again, we've got engine side cover which does that one there. Press triangle again, we've got front stairs. At the moment they're on, but when you get into the field you can put them away like that if you want to. Press triangle again, we've got left cover which does that one there. Press triangle again, we've got right cover which does that one there. Press triangle again, we come back to bulk carrier lid, which is the standard one. One beacon on the back. First person, I don't really like it. Doesn't hang about either, getting up to 21 miles an hour. So let's hook that up. And again, for the price, 5,000 litres, I think that's great. It's quirky, it's a little bit different. Oh, I didn't show you, which I said that I thought was really cool, is the pipe. Look, watch pipe out. Look at that. And again, I'm not saying it's the only harvester that's got it or ever had it. I'm just trying to think. That design of it being high already, I just like it. I think it's rather nifty. And there you go. That's it for my version of the mod review. Apologies, again I'll keep apologising, but you know, as I keep saying as well, it is what it is. You do you, and I've had to do me. So there you go, that's the Massey Ferguson 5650, and that's it. Normally I would say we've got map tours to do. I've done those, I did those first this time. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then of course please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.